Hey, I'm Floris from Dutch Realtor Training, and I'm a real estate agent and an appraiser, a valuer in the Netherlands. Um, I am doing a lot of valuations every day of properties, not only for official appraiser reports, but also as a buying agent to see how much a property is worth, or as a selling agent to see how much I can advise my clients to put a house for in the market. Um, as a real estate agent, what you're doing the entire day is making valuations to look at what our property is worth. I wanted to dedicate a video to explain to you as a upcoming new real estate agent on how to do a valuation. So yeah, come and let's do this. Today I want to look at the property I found yesterday evening. That's not a lie. I found it yesterday evening on Funda. It is for sold now. I saw that on the Engelenburg 391. So this is the Funda ad. And the first thing I do is I take a look at the pictures. Okay, 10,000 disclaimers. I haven't seen the property. I don't know what the maintenance is. I don't know nothing about this. I only see the Funda now. So everything I calculate in this video is, of course, based on the Funda ad. So I look at the pictures. I see a nice kitchen, nice floor. What's your impression? Give this a rating from 1 till 10 for yourself. Is this a 5? No, it's better than a 5, right? Let's look at the bathroom. It's the toilet. Oh, here's the bathroom. All right. So let's rate this property at a 8.5. Just for the example. It's a nice, ready to move in turnkey property. Second thing that I do, of course, asking price 350, but doesn't really say anything to me. An asking price. I want to know what's included in the property, so I read the text and I see like is there like a parking garage, a parking spot in the parking garage included, or any other major storage boxes, whatever. But I see this most of the times just in one view if I scroll down at the features. And here at the features, I see that the living area is 105 square meters. Remember that, 105 square meters. There's like a balcony of 10 square meters. Remember that. And there's an external storage of 7 square meters. The volume, I don't do anything with the volume. That's really, to be honest, not important for me. If I look at the pictures, they always end with the floor plans. So I see that I have the bedrooms, I have a balcony, and I have a separate storage. All right, cool. So it's very important if we're going to make a valuation that we're going to compare this property with other properties. But if you're going to compare, you're going to compare apples with apples and nothing else. So it's important, this is an apartment, that you never compare an apartment with a house. That's really not done. If this was a house, you want to compare it with similar types of houses. So if this house would have neighbors on both sides, you cannot compare it with a corner house, for example, or with a villa or whatever. The year of construction of this property was 1982. That's also the year that I was born, so that's easy for me to remember. All right, so let's make an evaluation. Today in this video, I want to do that using the housing database of VBO. It might be that the name of VBO changes, but that's like the branch organization, one of the branch organizations for realtors. They have a housing database at this moment called Historisch Bestand. That's going to change. It's going to be named a different name, but that really doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm taking this postal code and I'm dropping it here. First thing I want to do is to look up this house in the database. Maybe this house was sold, 2 years ago to the current owners for 375,000 euros. That's important information for me to know. So I'm gonna look up this house. I found this house and I see there is no data yet. I don't have any old pictures from when the current owners bought it. But what I do have is information about the previous purchase price. I can see here that the previous purchase price was 187,500 euros from 2016. Most housing databases or housing database tools, they have an indexed price calculator, just as this one has. This indexed price calculator gives like two estimates of around 322,000 euros. I'm pretty sure that since 2016, since they bought it, they did a renovation. They added a new bathroom, added a new kitchen, stuff like that. But this could be an indication. The other thing that I always look at is the tax value or the WOZ value. In the screen you see a website of vozwaardeloket.nl. That is the official Dutch website where you can look up the tax value, the VOZ-waarde of every property in the Netherlands. The VOZ-waarde of this property is 326,000 euros. It's just an indication, but it really helps me as a valuer and as an estate agent. If I go to a property, for example, if I go to a property of 300 square meters, whatever, and I have no idea what it is worth because people have asked me to sell the property. I have no idea what it is worth. I take a look at the VOZ-waarde just to get a rough idea, what we're talking about. All right. But all that doesn't really help us here now because we need more because we want to bid on this property, So how are we going to find this out? That's by doing the following. I'm going back to the housing database. I'm going back to the postal code 391. And it's, as you might know, when it comes to houses, we have a saying called, it's all about location, location, location. So the location is the most important. That's why in this case, I'm only looking at apartments in the area of 250 meters. Then I'm only looking at properties in the area of 250 meters around this apartment building. Yeah. All right. So what we want to do is to look at properties that have been sold in the past 3 years. And I'm also going to use a little filter. I know the asking price is 350. I have no idea what it is worth, but just a little filter of 300,000 as a minimum and 480,000 as a maximum, just to get to filter it a little bit. I could now say that I'm only looking for apartments, but not for houses. I'm not doing that because this system isn't has a couple of bugs, if I may say that, in it, where if I would filter this, then I would miss out some references. So I'm not touching this one. But what I am touching is, remember the year of construction? That was 1982, right? So I want properties in the same building period because it's really important to use references that are from the same building period. You cannot compare a property with properties that have been newly built. That's really from a different building quality. So we're looking at properties from the same building period. So this was 1982. So I'm saying roughly 1975 here till 1988. I'm going to hit this one. So I just filter out properties with data, with Excel, with pictures. And then I'm going to do something else. Remember the property was 105 square meters. I'm going to look here for properties starting from 90 square meters. That's a bit smaller, to 118. I'll show you why I do this like this. All right. So, I think I have everything here. All right. So I'm going to show you the following. I have here a reference called Engelenburg 381. You see that it has a square footage of 92. And now you're thinking, hey, but it's a lot smaller. Wait, just open it first. All right. What you see here is all the information from the previous Funda advertisement of this reference. It is not 92 square meters, it's 103 square meters. So the database was giving us a bit the wrong information. That's why it's important to actually click on the property and to check for all the features in the next step. 103 square meters versus 105 square meters, I call that potato. It's the same. It's a difference when it's a property of like 20 square meters and the reference is like 23 square meters, whatever. That's more than a 10% difference. But in this case, it doesn't matter. Like 105, 103, it's almost the same. At this reference, I see that I have an outside balcony space of 10 square meters and I have an external storage space of 4 square meters. All right, I'll save all this information. I write it down somewhere. I'll get back to that, okay? Now take a look at the photos of this reference property. This is the kitchen. It's nice, right? Balcony. I always look at the bathroom. How does the bathroom look? Because the bathroom is a very expensive part of the house, of the apartment, I'm sorry. All right, so now rate this property. Rate this property for me. What rating do you give? It's a nice property. So, I'm going to also give it like an 8.5. Yeah? Okay. All this information is saved. So yeah, let's look at another property. Well, I have here another property, Prattenburg 117. I'll quickly guide you through it. In this property, I look at the pictures and I see, hey, that's a nice modern kitchen. It's a nice modern bathroom. I think it's the same rating. It's like an 8.5. But does it have a storage in the balcony? Well, yes, there's like storage. It has like a balcony. And it has, you see here the balcony, and it has 108 square meters. Hey, remember, potato, it's about the same. Oh, of course, it's officially a little better, but it, not much of a difference. But it has like a 13 square meter storage space. I think it has 2 storages. Yeah, it has 2 storages, I see. So the storage space is, it's better at the reference, and it has a bit of a bigger outside space. So it's a bit better, but it's all, if you make an official valuation report, my opinion is that doesn't really make like a huge difference. So it's kind of a similar property. It's a little better. Now, then we're looking into a third reference. Where do I have it? The last reference for this example video, and we're looking at Engelenburg 110. It's 101 square meters. That's potato. It's about the same. It has the same size of external storage, and it has a balcony. All the same, right? Well, no. Well, look at the kitchen. It's not that sexy, right? Look at the bathroom. It's not that sexy. So the decor, the finishing is worse, is less. So I'm going to take that into account. So what I'm doing now, I'm making just a concept kind of valuation form for myself before I send it to my customer. And it's going to look like this. I'm going to say this is the property to be valued, where we're going to bid on. I have a couple of references. These are all the references that I just compared with you. For example, reference number 1. Ours one is a little better because it has a little larger storage room and a little more square meters, but I've explained to you that doesn't really matter. So this is actually a really good comparable property, Reference number 2. It's about the same story. It's officially a little better, but it's potato. Reference number 3. Hey, but that's like an index price of like 401,000, but it has the old decor. Okay. That surprises me. But this is what happens, people, because there's not always an explanation why something has a certain purchase price or selling price. So now it's important for you that we have 2 properties that are really similar and they have a current value of around 400,000 euros, the indexed value. And we have 1 property that is, definitely not a worse property, and it has the same index price. So now you can just take a look at, you're going to do this for not only 3 properties, but for at least 10, 20 properties. Not that you have the time for that as an estate agent, but you're going to work quick because you have to look as wide as possible, not only at 3 references, and then just also make a feeling that you have. You can calculate it in Excel. I see a lot of colleagues doing that, but you just make a feeling that you say, okay, but on average, this is actually maybe 405,000, 410,000 in value. So next step is that you're going to make like a temporary conclusion for your client, just to get an idea. Like, okay, what could this be worth? Well, I'm at this moment I'm saying maybe 415,000. This is what you could maybe also get on paper from an appraiser. It could be handy that you have a good cooperation with an appraiser, a valuer, and that you give him or her a call and say, okay, what do you think about this property? What's your estimate, if I may ask? The follow-up action is that it's very important to gain strategic information from the selling estate agent. I mean, I'm making this calculation now. This property has been sold. Maybe it has been sold for 370,000. That could be because nobody came for some reason. So don't just pay 415,000 for this. Just gain strategic information. This is also what we teach you how to do it in our course of Dutch Realtor Training, how to gain really important strategic information. So you can just adjust this number and make sure that your bidding is, that you don't overpay. So 10,000 disclaimers, really be careful with this. But this video is just to give you an idea of how to appraise or evaluate something and how you could use a housing database. So I really hope this lesson was useful. There's lots that we learn in our course of Dutch Realtor Training. If you want to become a realtor in the Netherlands, follow our course. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.